In the seductive billion-dollar world of high-end perfumery, where a single drop of liquid can capture a memory forever, lived a man named Silas. To the glamorous elites of New York, Silas was just a lab rat. He was the quiet, introverted chemist who spent his days in a windowless room extracting oils from rare petals. They saw his stained fingers and his obsessive nature, but they didn't see the master nose who had actually formulated the most intoxicating fragrance of the century. 7 years ago, Silas lost everything in a brutal triangle of love, ambition, and betrayal. He had created his masterpiece for the only woman he ever loved, Elena, but a charismatic billionaire marketing mogul named Dorian swept into their lives. Dorian didn't just buy their small boutique. He seduced Elena with promises of global fame and a luxury lifestyle. Blinded by ambition, Elena left Silas, took his encrypted formula, and gave it to Dorian. Today, Dorian and Elena are the ultimate power couple of the fashion world, about to launch that exact stolen fragrance, Aura, at a massive star-studded gala. But as the temperature in the crowded ballroom begins to rise, a terrifying change happens in the air. A man steps out of the shadows of the gallery. He isn't here to win Elena back. He's here to show the world that while Dorian stole the girl and the formula, only Silas controls the chemistry of the heart. The story begins in a warm, sunlit botanical studio in 2019. Silas and Elena were 26, deeply in love, and completely broke. Silas was a genius of olfactory science. He could isolate the molecular structure of a feeling. Elena was his muse, a brilliant but ambitious woman who wanted the world to know her name. For 3 years, Silas worked in secret to capture Elena's exact essence, a perfume made exclusively for her skin. He discovered a hyper-rare, volatile organic compound from a midnight orchid. When it touched Elena, it smelled like pure magic. But then, Dorian arrived. Dorian was wealthy, handsome, and ruthless. He saw the financial potential of the perfume and the marketing potential of Elena's beauty. He began to isolate Silas, convincing Elena that Silas's obsession with perfection was holding her back from becoming a millionaire. One rainy night, the triangle shattered. Elena walked into the lab, wearing the diamonds Dorian had bought her. She looked at Silas and said, "Silas, you are a brilliant artist, but Dorian is a kingmaker. I don't want to smell like a masterpiece in a basement. I want to be a global icon." She took the master vial and the formula notebook, leaving Silas alone in the dark. Dorian fired Silas the next morning, legally patenting the formula under his own conglomerate. They left Silas with a broken heart, taking his soul in a glass bottle. As the years evaporated, the pure, organic scents of the past began to change. Slow down here. The raw smell of crushed jasmine and cedar in Silas's old studio faded into the sharp synthetic smell of industrial alcohol in Dorian's massive factories. Silas watched from afar as Elena and Dorian's faces were plastered across 50-foot billboards in Times Square. Dorian built an empire on Aura. To meet global demand, he couldn't use the rare, organic midnight orchid. Instead, his corporate chemists synthesized the molecule, manufacturing millions of bottles. Silas spent those 7 years in absolute silence. He didn't fight them in court. He opened a tiny, underground bespoke fragrance shop for private clients. He didn't plot a violent revenge. He just waited. Because Silas knew a terrifying secret about the laws of organic chemistry that Dorian's corporate scientists completely missed. He wasn't waiting for karma. He was waiting for the heat. It is now, 2026. The scene is a massive, glass-enclosed ballroom at the top of a New York skyscraper. 1,000 of the world's most powerful celebrities and influencers are packed inside for the global launch of Aura. Elena is wearing a stunning crimson gown, holding a diamond-encrusted bottle of the perfume, standing next to Dorian. To create an immersive experience, Dorian has ordered the climate control systems to pump the synthetic fragrance through the air vents. Every guest in the room has also been sprayed with the perfume as they walked the red carpet. The room is hot, crowded, and pulsing with energy and camera flashes. But 30 minutes into the party, a billionaire's wife covers her nose in disgust. The intoxicating floral scent in the room is rapidly changing. It is souring. The beautiful aroma of the orchid is breaking down, replaced by a putrid, sharp smell of rotting vegetation and metallic ash. The live feed shows celebrities gagging, covering their faces, and rushing toward the exits. Panic erupts in the ballroom. Dorian's PR team is screaming into their earpieces. The air in the luxury penthouse has become suffocating, smelling like decay. "Vent the room! Turn off the AC!" Dorian shouts, his perfect, handsome face twisting in panic. Elena drops her diamond-encrusted bottle, staring in horror as the social elites flee from her presence. From the back of the room, standing calmly near the exit, is Silas. He isn't wearing a tuxedo. He's wearing his simple, tailored lab coat. "Turning off the AC won't stop the reaction, Dorian." Silas's voice cuts through the chaos, calm and devastating. It's already on their skin. The more they sweat, the worse it will get. Elena's heart stops. She stares at the man she abandoned. "Silas, what did you do? Did you sabotage the vents?" "I didn't have to sabotage anything, Elena," Silas says, walking slowly toward the center of the emptying room. "Your billionaire boyfriend's greed did it for me. It's physics, olfactory oxidation, and pH incompatibility." Silas turns to Dorian, who is wiping sweat from his forehead, smelling the foul odor radiating from his own expensive suit. "7 years ago, you stole my formula, Dorian," Silas explains, his voice echoing in the massive glass room. "But you didn't understand the chemistry of love. The midnight orchid molecule I isolated is hypervolatile. It requires a specific organic binding agent to remain stable." Silas looks directly into Elena's eyes. "I didn't design that perfume for the masses, Elena. I designed it only for you. I calculated the exact pH level of your skin, the specific heat of your pulse points, to keep the molecule stable. But Dorian got greedy. He synthesized the molecule using cheap industrial alcohol to mass produce it." The truth hits Elena like a physical blow. Synthetic molecules break down under heat and sweat, Silas reveals to the horrified Dorian. "When you packed 1,000 people into a glass room under hot lights, the synthetic binding agents boiled off. What you are smelling right now, Dorian, is the base note of the raw chemical, the smell of decay. You didn't bottle a masterpiece, you bottled a chemical weapon." The ballroom is completely empty, save for the three of them. The stench is unbearable. Dorian is hyperventilating. His stock is already crashing as influencers post videos of themselves vomiting outside the venue. His empire is entirely ruined. Elena falls to her knees, crying, not because of the smell, but because of the realization. Dorian never understood her. He only saw her as a product. Silas was the only one who had ever truly studied her, understood her, and created something beautiful just for her. "Silas, I'm so sorry," Elena sobs, reaching out to him. "I chose the wrong man. I was blind. Please, is there a way to fix the formula?" Silas looks at the woman who broke his heart. He doesn't look angry. He just looks tired. "There is no fix, Elena," Silas says softly. "The formula was perfect, but it was made for the woman I loved 7 years ago. That woman is gone." Silas turns his back on the power couple. He walks out of the glass ballroom, leaving Dorian with a ruined empire and leaving Elena with the realization that she traded a man who knew her soul for a man who only knew her price. In a world that is obsessed with upgrading, status, and choosing the wealthier option, we often forget that true connection cannot be mass-produced. Elena thought she could trade the devotion of a genius for the glamour of a mogul. She thought she could take the magic of true love and sell it to the world. But Silas taught us a different lesson. You can steal the formula, but you can never steal the feeling. You can mass-produce the product, but you can never fake the chemistry. Elena chose the billionaire over the builder and ended up surrounded by the stench of her own betrayal. Remember, a relationship built on greed will eventually break down when the heat rises. Never abandon the person who studied your soul for the person who only studied your potential, because when the glamour fades, only the genuine remains. If this story reminded you that loyalty is the rarest element of all, type chemistry in the comments and share this to honor those who love with true integrity.